There is something deeply moving about the story behind this book, Dare to Dream by Hellen. It begins not with an international platform, a career achievement, or even a remarkable accomplishment, but with a father sitting with his 8-year-old daughter and helping her read a book. The book was Cinderella and the Dancing Show. Her father did more than give his daughter something to read. He opened a door in her imagination. He helped her read the story and then encouraged her to write a book of her own when she grew up. At 8 years old, Hellen could not have known where those ones would lead. Her father could not have known that this simple gift of a children's book would become part of a much larger story that would span education, agriculture, community work, international engagement, Christian service, and a lifetime of learning. But perhaps that is the beautiful mystery of books. We rarely know where a book will take a child. As a publisher who has spent many years encouraging African families to read, write, and publish, Hellen's story reminds me why this work matters so much. We often think of a book as a product that sits on a shelf, is read and then put away. But sometimes a book becomes a seed. It enters a child's imagination and quietly begins to shape the way that child sees the world and sees themselves. Hellen's father planted such a seed. Today, Hellen is retired from the career that occupied much of her working life. Yet, she has not retired from dreaming. That perhaps is one of the most beautiful things about her story. The little girl who once held a storybook and imagined what she might become is still dreaming many years later. It makes me wonder how many children are waiting for someone to place the right book in their hands. Perhaps your child is one of them. Perhaps your grandchild, your niece, your nephew, a people in your school, or maybe a Sunday school student is carrying a dream that has not yet found ones. Perhaps the book you choose to give them this year will become the book they remember decades from now. We cannot always measure the impact of a gift at the moment we give it. A book may cost very little, but the imagination, courage, and possibility it awakens can be priceless. Helen's story is therefore also a quiet tribute to her father. He did not know he was helping to shape a life when he bought that book. He simply saw an 8-year-old girl who needed to learn, imagine, and dream. His investment reached much further than he could see. That is the privilege and responsibility we have when we put books into the hands of children. May this memoir, Dare to Dream, encourage us not only to dare to dream ourselves, but also to become people who help the next generation. May we give children good books. May we read them with them, these books. May we listen to the questions they ask and take their imaginations seriously. And may we never underestimate what can happen when a child is told, you can become something. You can dream, you can write your own story. Because sometimes a father gives his daughter a book, and many years later, the world gets to read the life that that book helped to inspire. Hellen, congratulations. Well done. I am proud of you, and I am proud that you get to write this book, to launch this book, and make your father proud so many decades later. Well done.